Me. Okay, so welcome back. Episode 5 Against the Spread podcast. Today we're going to talk about week 4 and the games ahead, and also about the week 3 games that just occurred and the top 25, of course, because that's one of the biggest updates of every week. First off, for at the beginning of every episode, I want to read a Bible verse, first off, and then I will give any of y'all an opportunity to speak your a favorite verse of the week or any encouraging words that you would like to say to any of us or anyone watching. I don't it doesn't matter to me. The first, I feel like this is a good one just for everyone to think of. Is Philippians 4:6. Everyone should know this one. It's don't worry about anything, but instead pray about everything. Tell God what you need and thank Him for all that He has done. And especially with how crazy everything has been recently for, I guess, Christian community and everything around us, just remember to pray all the time. Never forget to pray for whatever you need. That's my message to everyone. Any of y'all got any encouraging words or a verse or anything y'all want to say? Doesn't matter. Can be quick, can be a little bit longer. That's up to you.
Was about to say I want to share John 12:23, which says, "The hour has come for the Son of Man to be glorified." And I think with everything that's happened the last week, it's obviously been a wake up call to all of us as believers. So I just want to encourage anyone out there to go be bold, spread the gospel like we're doing on a sports podcast right now. Like you can use anything, man. So don't be afraid, go be bold. Jesus loves you. That's all I got really. So
I
Anybody?
absolutely agree, man. And with like you were talking about everything that happened in the past week, one one verse that has been big on me to speak about, and me and my friends in Bible study we were speaking about this week. But it's Isaiah 41:10. It's so do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteousness right hand. Basically, um, for anybody out there that is struggling with everything that happened this week and has basically put into a fear of being able to share their opinions, being able to share um, the fact that they're a Christian, being able to share who they are in fear of being persecuted for who they are by, people they thought they were friends or people that they may not even know. um, don't be afraid to be yourself. Don't be afraid to be open about your opinions. Don't be afraid to, spread the gospel, because this is a time in which we need to look to God and to be able to carry His message, carry His word, because it's becoming a time on this earth in which it's difficult to be able to share that. But as we see in the Bible, the more difficult it is, the more we need to look to Him for guidance and to spread the message.
That's 100% correct. Which I have this platform and I have the gifts of, editing and Instagram and social media and everything. And I didn't want to just use it for myself. I'm using it to give back to God since He's the one that gave me these gifts and the ability to use them. So that is the reason I wanted to do that at the start of an episode. I want to do that every week. So that's just, I forgot to do it 2 weeks ago and in episode 3, but we did it last week and we did it in episode 1. So now I'm going to continue that and I'm going to try we're not going to forget it this time. But now that we have done our little words of encouragement, now we can do our words of discouragement for any team that we want to slander.
oh,
Okay, dibs.
Okay, and
I have already.
we'll get to Clemson. We will get to them. 100% get to
we're getting
them,
to Florida, I'll tell you that.
and we'll
I
definitely
was about
get
to
to
say I have
Florida
tons of
too.
Florida slander this
All
week.
right, top 25. Let's start with this. Top three is unchanged. Ohio State, Penn State, LSU. Ohio State a little bit struggled with Ohio, but Ohio did beat West Virginia. But Ohio's a lot better than a lot of people make them out to be. Penn State, I don't know what to think of them yet. I'm gonna be honest with you. We're gonna find out in 2 weeks we're gonna find out in 2 weeks when they play Oregon. So, and then LSU. Here's where you can talk about.
Fraud. Next.
Here's where you can
Oh
talk about
man.
your little bit of Florida. LSU forced Florida and DJ Lagway into 5 interceptions. but only won by 10. It was
Fraud.
20-10, and then they only scored 23 on Louisiana Tech. Their week 1 win at Clemson looks worse and worse every week. What, like, LSU? I don't know about them either. Their offense is just bleh.
They get to slander two teams.
All right, LSU. Yeah, LSU and Florida. That was last week. What do you got? This from you want to slander? Go for it.
So I'm gonna go out on the record and immediately come out and say DJ Lagway is a fraud.
He's so. I don't know.
Facts. Yeah.
He's,
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know, man.
he's a bum, dude.
All,
Like,
all I'm
Past
saying,
2 weeks.
look, we are exposing former 5-star quarterbacks by the week.
Oh,
Arch
yeah.
Manning,
So take
DJ Lagway.
Yeah.
This is personal for me because I just bought the jersey.
Good.
Cade Klubnik. Like, I am absolutely losing it over here. But to speak about LSU, and I'm going to throw this out there as well, because Georgia, hint, I'm sorry, hot take right here. I'm just going to go ahead and point it out there. At the end of this season, the number 1 team in the SEC is going to be the Sooners.
Oh,
And
it
I
can
have
be.
absolutely
It can
no
be.
doubt about that.
It can be.
That's
They,
extremely
they-
hot take.
no, they look really good, and we're going to hit up on them later because they're one of the 3 games this week that I want to highlight. So, but yeah, talk about at least LSU and Florida. What did y'all see from that game?
Not
Missed opportunities, especially on LSU. Like, how you get 5, not 1, not 2, not 3, 5 interceptions on Lagway, and you hardly capitalize,
You
or
win
even
by-
at all. You
you
only
win
score
by
10
10.
points.
You win by 10.
10 against Florida, a Billy Napier-led Florida, and he can't mangle a game clock worth anything. How do you only win by 10 and call yourself the number 3 team in the league? I don't see it. And then in the press conference go about, well, y'all just keep doubting us. Yes, we do, Brian Kelly, because you're fraudulent. We are 17-1 at night. Like, that makes a difference. Buddy, it doesn't
Oh my
change the
God.
fact you only won by 10. Georgia can go in there and smack you around a little bit. The past 2 years, Florida State went into your house, smacked you around a little bit, and you didn't have much to say after that. Now, okay, I'm getting a little too hot here.
No, it's
LSU is
fine.
just it reeks of fraudulence while they act like they've always been at the top. Okay, you had 2019. Good. That's it.
They usually are pretty good, and I'm just saying Brian Kelly era has been a little. Apparently, Garrett Nussmeier is dinged up and not 100%, but that just sounds like an excuse from LSU fans for scoring 20 points. And
They've been
Agreed.
saying preseason, so that really doesn't matter anyway.
yeah, exactly. And they haven't scored more than 23 this year. Their defense looks way better than it did in the last couple years, but for some reason they did a complete 180, and instead of scoring 40 points a game, they now hold a team to below 10 a game, and it's just I don't know. And of course, it's hilarious when they actually, an interviewer does her job and asks Brian Kelly, what is wrong with the offense? Why does the offense look like this? What's the issues with the offense? And his only answer is, why do you keep asking me about my offense? Like, why don't you ask me about something else? And it's just like, that just looks terrible as a coach if you say that.
I don't know. That's in every press conference, though. He acts like he's always been at the top. Okay, you led Notre Dame to top 5 appearances, and yet not a single playoff win.
Or a bowl,
Like,
just to get blown out by Alabama.
or not a big bowl game.
He has
not
the
a big bowl
arrogance,
game.
like-
It's so bad.
He has the
Like,
arrogance. He has a
Look.
big arrogance, like he's Nick Saban, but doesn't have the record to back it up. So it's like, come on, man.
Look,
The last time LSU was relevant before 2019 was with Nick Saban as their coach anyway. So, like,
hold on,
Yeah.
wait a minute.
I
wait a
don't
minute.
know. I mean, they were pretty good with what was that guy's? I forgot his name. It was before Ed Oregon.
Mr.
was
Go
the coach.
Tigers, hey, orange bro.
Les Miles.
All I'm going to say is
Les Miles, thank you.
wait for the Brian Kelly humble train to come, because they're going to, in my opinion, they're going to be undefeated coming up into their toughest game of the year at this point when they roll into Vanderbilt on October 18th, and Vanderbilt is going to put
That would be
Brian
hilarious.
Kelly in a spin
That would be
cycle. I am
so
ready
funny.
for it.
Oh, me,
I'm
you
so
and
here
me,
for it,
dude.
dude.
That'd be crazy.
Oh my goodness.
That'd be so funny.
Have any of
That-
y'all watched Any Given Saturday on Netflix, the documentary series?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, bro. I cannot stand Brian Kelly after watching Any Given Saturday because he's
I'm
just so
surprised you could
full of
stand him
himself.
before. I'm
I never
surprised you could stand
could.
him before.
I've always been on the Brian Kelly is a fraud train, especially
Me
after
too.
watching him make the semifinals against Alabama getting spanked twice. Like, I'm
That's
not
funny.
That's if
surprised
he makes the
whatsoever.
playoffs. Period.
All right,
True.
let's see. Another team, top five, rounding it out. You have Miami and Georgia. Miami has looked better and better every week and has proved me wrong plenty of times because I didn't know how good they would be. Carson Beck has looked outstanding recently. Their defense looks way better. It's just, will they keep it up? Because they tend to fall apart to end the year every single year. And they play Florida this week.
That's gonna be a good game.
Maybe it depends on if Billy Napier can actually
Apparently,
coach this week.
apparently, the spread on that game, which it's Miami by 3. I don't know why. I
Why?
don't understand
What?
what Vegas is thinking, but Miami by 3.
I'd say Miami by 10.
And college game
Personally, I'd
day,
go with Miami by at least 10.
and college game day will be there. I don't know why they chose that,
Oh my goodness.
but college game day is
See,
going to Miami.
with that game, I believe if Florida shows up with their defense they had against LSU, they're gonna have a solid chance of putting Miami the offense on on their toes. But if Florida's offense doesn't shows up like they did with LSU, they're gonna get destroyed because Miami's defense is just gonna destroy Florida's offense. It's gonna be the same way how it was with LSU in week 3.
And this is
Agreed.
this is a precursor. Miami plays Florida this week and then goes on bye and then goes at Florida State.
Oh, I'm so ready for that game.
Florida State's gonna cook them, bro.
That's going to be
I'm
an
so ready for that.
outstanding game, and that rivalry is awesome. And then,
Tommy Castellanos, MVP. Let's get it.
yeah, we got Oregon at 6.
I
Florida,
can't believe Billy Napier used to be on the Alabama coaching staff in 2015. That's mind blowing.
Florida,
It's so odd, dude.
Florida
I
State.
mean, Bill O'Brien was on
Sorry.
Alabama's coaching tree. Are we surprised?
There's a lot of people on Bama's coaching.
Don't mention that
a
name.
ton of people on Bama's coaching team. There's a Oregon at 6, Florida State at 7, Texas at 8. Texas has dropped
Woo.
after barely beating El Paso. They play Sam Houston this week. Illinois remains at 9. A&M skyrockets to number 10 after beating Notre Dame on the road on a buzzer beater play to the corner of the end zone where they missed a holding call. But we're not going to talk about that because it's A&M. And
True.
the only word I have about A&M is cold. That's all I have to say.
8-4.
Texas A&M.
I feel like that's more Mississippi State than anything. Used to have a teacher that had a cowbell. That was interesting.
A&M's so
That's
much
a whole
more.
other story.
A&M is so much more of a cult than you think they are. It's really bad.
He's got a point.
I will explain that.
He does have a point.
I will explain that outside of it. But Oklahoma, right outside top 10, number 11.
Agriculture.
Iowa State 12, Ole Miss 13. Bama keeps going up to 14. Tennessee did not move after their loss in overtime. Utah 16, Texas Tech 17. Here's the game that Franks is going to like talking about. Georgia Tech's number 18. They come in after beating Clemson in Atlanta. They go from unranked all the way up to number 18. This is an interesting key point of this game. Clemson is now 1-2 and did not look good in any of their games.
Almost lost to Troy.
Mm.
And then they absolutely lose to a
Should've
field goal
lost
by
to
Georgia
Troy.
Tech. Almost lost to them.
Okay, I don't want to go over on time here.
Okay. Shorten your slander of your own team. I don't care what you get for it, but I know you got a lot on them.
I love slandering our own
Look,
teams. It's fun.
I have been a
Me too.
Clemson fan since I was born. I bleed orange and purple. And when I tell you I lived through the dog days of the era of Cole Swift and the building of the team with Taj Boyd and the national championship runs we've had, I can tell you, I have never seen an offense so atrocious as in a screen pass when it's predictable, quarterback draw, and running back dive with a wide receiver at running back. Look, I am absolutely flattened, and so is the fan base with Garrett Riley as offensive coordinator. It's not even the defense, besides we have no run defense up the middle, because somehow we're making Haynes King look like Lamar Jackson on 3rd and 16. We're supposed to here. I can't even comprehend how we have national championship talent on this team this year. There was no doubt. We made the playoffs with this team last year. We were going to get better as through the preseason this year. How does Garrett Riley take this far of a step back with Cade Klubnik with a wide receiver core that got better? We got Tyler Brown back. I don't care Antonio Williams is out. I really don't. For the player that he is, you have 6 receivers that could start at multiple programs in the entire country, and you don't use them. You have a running back. You have a running back core that is supposed to be one of the best in the nation with one of the top freshman running backs in the country, and you don't utilize them. Instead, you go for a wide receiver that you transferred into a running back to fill in for an injured Phil Maffa against Texas, and you're hoping that it works. I don't care if he's built like Derrick Henry. He is not Derrick Henry.
And the one time they did use the receiver, was that long pass play to Wesco Jr., where Wesco Jr. made Georgia Tech's defense look silly, and he ran it all the way to the end zone. And it was the one pass play that they did that was more than 15 yards.
And that's what this offense should be with the receiving core we have. That's what it should be. But no, we have Dabo, delusional Dabo. As much as I love him, that is his new nickname, because he is going on record saying this team reminds him of the team in 2016. Are you kidding me? Are you absolutely kidding me?
Now, to his defense, maybe from a talent standpoint.
Well, no. Yeah, from a talent standpoint, yeah. From a talent standpoint, yes. But when you have Garrett Riley, and this is the sole problem, he sits here and defends Garrett Riley when the fan base is begging for a change on offense, and we're not getting it. It is not working, and nobody is trying. It's like they're avoiding the problem. Everybody's saying it's NIL. No, it's not. This team has the talent to compete. But we don't have the coaching. For some reason, the hunger is not there. The fire is not there, and they're acting delusional about it. Dabo went on record to, let me see, who was it that he went? He went on record to the Post out of Clemson, basically saying we're a couple of plays away from 3-0. No, you're a couple plays away from 0-3. And I said at the beginning of the season, I went on several different podcasts that a few of my friends had, and even me and Taylor discussed this at one point. This team is in one or two directions this season. We were either going to go undefeated and make a run at a national championship, or we were going to go 7-5. I guarantee you right now, our final record is 7-5, because at the end of this season, we're losing to 3 more teams: Florida State, Louisville, South Carolina, and I'm calling it right now.
Probably.
I mean, you got a point, but it does sound, I don't know, might just be gut intuition, but it feels like in one big game that you don't expect, they're going to say, you know what, let's tighten the screws up a little bit, and there'll be a dark horse against someone probably maybe like Florida State or Miami or something or another. Hopefully not Florida State.
We don't play Miami unless we somehow luck out, win out, and Florida State loses more games than us.
Well, that ain't going to happen because Florida State ain't going to lose. Yeah. Totally not biased to that, by the way.
Well, no, I mean, Florida State.
I was about to say, y'all made Troy look like prime Alabama in the first half with that running.
Yeah.
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 Dude, I don't want to talk about it. I was there. Taylor saw me cry. It
Obviously,
was
I
not
did.
a fun time.
But I mean, y'all came back,
Go
so I mean,
Trojans,
that's
baby.
all that matters.
I don't want to hear that you came back. I would have rather just took the slap in the face as a loss and just moved on. Like, I mean, that was atrocious.
That was bad. It was really bad. The other issue with Clemson is they are not being upfront with who is calling plays. So some of them are Garrett, some of them are Dabo. Neither one of them will take blame for it, and neither one of them are going to take blame for it because they don't want to come up front and say, "Oh yeah, I was calling plays this game, and that's why we suck." Neither one of them are going to do that. So Dabo's going to continue. Dabo's going to continue defending Garrett Riley because he doesn't want to take the blame either. And it's just, I don't know. Is Dabo like meddling with the offense too much? And that's the problem. Just hey, who knows? Clemson's unranked now. They dropped all the way
The
out.
problem with having orange on your color wheel.
I miss Tony Elliott.
Clemson dropped. Clemson has dropped all the way out of the top 25 after being ranked number 4 to start the season. Haynes King had 103 rushing yards against Clemson this last Saturday. Georgia Tech won by 3. They are now undefeated and ranked number 18 in the country. And to round out the top 25, it'd be Indiana, and Vanderbilt is now top 20. Vandy clobbered South Carolina. Yes, Lenora Sellers was not playing, but it was 31-7. And Vanderbilt's defense forced 4 turnovers. Clark Lee is building something outstanding in Vandy. Now, I don't know how much Vandy will invest in their football program because the last time they had a coach like this, he went to Penn State. And he hadn't done much at Penn State either. That's the problem.
It is Penn State.
Still lost to Bama 59-0.
And then Michigan at 21, Auburn at 22, Missouri at 23. Notre Dame still ranked despite being 0-2, but their 2 losses are number 4 and number 10, and also by single digits in both games. And then University of Southern California, 25 after starting 3-0.
So I don't see how Notre Dame's ranked after being 0-2. I don't see how they're still ranked.
The only reason they're
It's
still
Notre Dame. They're going to keep them ranked.
The only reason they're still ranked is because they lost by 7 to Miami, who is number 4, and by 3 to Texas A&M, who's number 10. They're not going to drop, or actually by 1. It was by 3 to Miami and by 1 to A&M. They have lost by combined 4 points to 2 top 10 teams. They're not going to drop them yet. Now, when they lose to Arkansas in 2 weeks, they will definitely drop out.
Well, I mean, it's not just going to be Arkansas, but let's be real here.
Right, that's when they will. Because this week they have Purdue.
Why don't they just join a conference, bro?
Because they're not
Okay.
they're not going to keep tradition and to keep all of their rivalry games that they want to have. And the
Well,
only
it's
way
not even that ABC money is just too much.
You got a point.
the NBC money that Notre Dame gets is nuts. And
I mean, that fan base is like, passion is all get out too.
USC has been
Friendly reminder: they have an ACC championship
appearance.
I thought they were not in a
What?
conference.
They have an ACC championship appearance. They lost.
Yeah.
They lost in that game.
I was about to
Oh,
say,
they lost. That's right. Yeah, I don't know why I thought they won that year.
That was in
Guess 'cause they made the
2020. You know who
playoff.
beat them?
No, 2020. Yeah.
don't
Was
bring
it-
it up. Don't look. That's the last remnants of my happiness. Please do not do this.
Clemson did it.
Is it a bad time to mention Deshaun Watson?
That was actually Trevor Lawrence, but
Yeah, T-Law did.
That was T-Law. Yeah.
before the DJU experience failed miserably. By the way, you're welcome for that.
That's the last time.
That actually made me so sad last year. It ain't even funny.
Look, the biggest meme out of
Dude,
I'm
you
just saying
garbage.
the biggest meme out of all that is Florida State fans said, "Oh, it's Clemson's fault, not DJ," and then they fully got that experience that whose fault it was.
I don't know. I had a weird feeling.
DJ,
It's
you
like,
need to get a job.
DJ, you can't throw the ball over 5 yards. It is.
Dude, he was so bad.
I watched one drive and I had to turn it off. I'm like, yeah, no, this year's a scratch.
I watched I watched y'all play Syracuse last year, and the amount of times that man threw the ball at the ground was atrocious.
I would
It
say
was
Yeah, I'd
so
rather
bad.
not reflect on that. Listen, I mean, somehow a quarterback named James Blackman, shout out real ones know who that is,
I
was
know who that
better.
is. I know who that is. I know
But
I know who that is as
that
well.
season was pain. 2 straight years of that pain, and we had Jordan
Willie
Travis.
Taggart.
I hate Willie Taggart. He put me through so much pain.
Hey! I loved it when Clemson played James Blackman. Don't. That was
We
fun
had
for
Jordan
us.
Travis on the bench lighting it up, and he said, "Nah, James Blackman's going to cook." And I'm like begging him, "Please, Jordan Travis, please."
Look,
And then the
Hey, at
next year
least
they
y'all
did,
didn't
and
have
he's a
Skip
Heisman
Lindsey,
front
bro.
runner.
the biggest missed opportunity was DJ was out with a quote unquote thumb injury against Clemson. That's all.
You do not know how bad. You do not know how happy I was for that dog. That was my championship game. I'm not even lying.
Riley said, "Praise God, DJU."
Quite literally. And then it just turned worse somehow. I'm like, no, Lord, can we just call it quits on this season? Don't even put DJU back in. Just call it.
Well, now I know how it feels.
Oh yeah, no, it's bad. Now I want to tell USC being in top 25. They're a little surprising. I'm gonna be honest with you because they weren't supposed to be. I mean, they were supposed to be decent, but they started out unranked. And Lincoln Riley's got himself another quarterback in Jaden Mavia. Mavia leads the country in QBR at the moment and is top 5 in passing yards. And USC's they're a little quiet, but now they're starting to make a little bit of noise.
Well, they're going to start off 4-0, and then they're going to lose their next 3 straight after they play Michigan State.
Yeah, they got Illinois up after.
Yep.
They got MSU
Yeah.
this weekend, and then they got Illinois, and then what's after Illinois?
They got a bye
Illinois,
week.
Illinois at Illinois, then bye week, then Michigan goes to Southern Cal, and then at Notre Dame,
Oh God.
and then they got
Folks,
at Nebraska, which isn't easy either. Northwestern, Iowa, at Oregon, and then UCLA, who sucks.
oh yeah,
I mean,
because freaking
trust the
Nebraska still
backup
has
coach.
dollar store Patrick Mahomes.
Don't tell Chris Collinsworth.
Okay, let's get to the games.
Patrick Mahomes is incredible, man. And watching him play is a pleasure.
Ooh, looking a little Mahomey there.
A little Mahomey there. That's freaking Romo said that.
All I'm saying is Dylan
True.
Raiola. He reminds me of a great quarterback called Patrick Mahomes.
Bro
All right.
cosplays Patrick Mahomes every week.
Let's get to this week now that we're done slandering last week. The 3 games that I want to talk about: Indiana and Illinois Big Ten matchup. I got it on NBC at 6:30. Another matchup, big noon, will be at Texas Tech and Utah. Texas Tech and Utah, both undefeated. Tech number 17, Utah number 16. 2 teams heavily using the transfer portal, and then Auburn, Oklahoma on ABC at 2:30 to round it all out because that one's a big storyline for that game, and that's the one that I want. That'll be a fun one. So let's start with the Big Ten matchup. 6:30. Illinois goes at Indiana. Illinois, ranked number 9, already has a win over Duke in their belt. Indiana has not played great competition yet, but they have clobbered every single person, every single team that they have played, other than Old Dominion, who is apparently better than we thought they were. But last
They
weekend,
slaughtered Virginia Tech. I was like,
last weekend,
what?
Indiana beat Indiana State 73-0. Illinois is 3-0 after a win over Western Michigan 38-0. Not as good as, but the 45-19 win over Duke does look good. The spread currently is Indiana, the number 19 team, by 3.5. It is in Bloomington. Anyone can fire away that wants to about stats or matchups or anything that you like in particular about this game.
I think it's a test for both of these teams, really. Like on you looking at the red and white side of things at Indiana. The Hoosiers, like you said, haven't played many talented teams this year at all. They've played and dominated lesser opponents all year. Old Dominion, though, could be a favorite to win the Sun Belt this year.
Good.
It's possible.
Their offense is good.
But oh yeah. Um let's see. Then Illinois has just been, where did they come from? Because like what is this?
They have 19 returning starters. That's why.
Makes sense. They've just been on a crazy run as of late, and honestly, I feel like this is going to be a good game. It is a test for both teams. Either way, it's
Really,
gonna
it's a
be a
very
good.
it'll be great. It's a very balanced game. Quarterback comparison: Luke Altmaier, Indiana, 709 yards, 8 touchdowns. Fernando Mendoza, that's Illinois, right? Fernando Mendoza is in Indiana. Mendoza came from California last season. Mendoza has 708 yards and 9 touchdowns. They are 1 touchdown and 1 yard apart from each other on the quarterback position. And then
In all honesty,
it was up.
this is the biggest. This is the biggest test for Mendoza coming in and coming from California to Indiana. I'm going to say he looks impressive, and a lot of people are hyping him up as a Heisman favorite. That stops this week because I am going to go ahead and say Illinois is going to be that test that really shows us how good Mendoza actually is. I don't think he is that solid. He's a good quarterback. Is he going to be good enough to beat Illinois? Not this time around. I don't think it's going to happen.
Agreed. I also don't think he's a Heisman favorite because the real Heisman favorite is Tommy Castellanos, and real ones know.
Here we go.
he's gonna
Lord
plug
have
No,
mercy.
serious.
he's gonna plug his team any chance he gets. Don't worry.
Look, man, it's been a rough few years.
I know. I get why. I understand. I get it.
But in all seriousness, it is certainly going to be interesting, especially for Illinois. This is really their first of many tests because they got a lot of tough opponents coming up.
Big,
Let me pull that up real quick. Just
big,
looking at their schedule. What?
Big Ten is not easy and never is.
Mm-mm.
Oh no, because this week is Indiana. Next week's against USC, then Purdue, who's always sneaky good. Their rank never really tells the tale on that. Then they face Ohio State, Washington,
That's their
Rutgers,
biggest
Maryland,
test.
Wisconsin.
It's Ohio
For
State.
sure. So it's coming up.
Once they get past OSU, it is kind of they sailing from there. If they can beat Indiana this weekend, all they had to do is beat USC, and then they're in a driver's seat for a Big Ten title game spot. Because
Oh,
the
absolutely.
only other team really is OSU and Penn State. And
I
Indiana,
could see 11-1.
Illinois only has to play Ohio State. They don't have to play Penn State or Michigan.
Right. So it's really just these next few weeks that are really going to tell the tale on is Illinois legit or are they just kind of holding the false number 9 right there. But I think it's going to be a good game. I will give the edge to Illinois here because they've always been sneaky good. But like I said, this game's going to determine how that's going to go. This is going to be how far can they keep the foot on the gas and if they can keep the momentum going.
This is more of a defensive versus a offensive style game. Because Indiana's got a high octane offense, and then Illinois has a defense that likes to stop teams and punch them in the face. And
Yep.
then Indiana's schedule, they get past this game. Unfortunately, they have at Oregon and at Penn State remaining on their schedule. Indiana's is going to be gross. Their schedule is gross. Any further thoughts on Illinois and Indiana before I go to the next one?
That about covers it for real on those two at least.
It's a good game. It'll be fun, especially like this. The next game will be awesome. which is this next game is where game day should have gone, and they didn't. But what do you think of this? So next game on the slate. This time we're going to flip from the Big Ten to the Big 12. Texas Tech goes at Utah. Both of these teams heavily use the transfer portal. Both of these teams are highly rebuilding. Texas Tech has a super hyped up roster because they paid however many $1 million to get it because of oil money in Texas. And then Utah gets a new offensive coordinator or is it new head coach? But they got a new coach on their team and brought in New Mexico's Devin Dampier at quarterback. And Dampier has been lights out and outstanding and super fun to watch because he's ridiculously athletic. And now this is their first Big 12 game of the year, and they have to face Texas Tech's offense. It's a super good game. Both these two teams are separated by 1 point on the ranking scale. Utah 16, Texas Tech 17. Utah is favored by 3.5. This is a early slate, 11 a.m. on Fox. 12 a.m. for Josh Franks over here. Or 12 p.m., not a.m. I would hope there's not a game at midnight. Texas Tech has scored 67, 62, and 45 in their 3 games so far.
Who they played though?
Well, one was an FCS team, so it's a team that they should have beat rack 60 on, and they did. And then they beat Oregon State 45-17. But Oregon State's kind of garbo. And then Utah barely beat Wyoming, but they have 2 really, really good wins over decent competition other than that. But this is really the first big test for either of these teams.
I was about to say, sounds like another big test matchup right here for sure. I like Texas Tech.
I like their quarterback. Morton is a gunslinger.
In all honesty, I think Texas Tech's offense is just going to be too much to contain in this because I've had for them on my list. They're my favorite to win the Big 12.
Oh,
And
100%.
so
I have them too. They're just outstanding. They're outstanding.
That offense is just too overpowered. As much as I like Utah and the revolving door at quarterback that they've had there over the past few years, I just think that Texas Tech, they do have a few woes on defense. I just think that offense is too good.
I got Texas Tech to win that game as well.
Utah is
Same here.
Utah is the one that is favored. It has dropped from 4.5 to 3.5. It started at 4.5 on the spread. Utah clobbered UCLA. That's it. It was 43-10. Then they beat Cal Poly 63-9.
I feel they fired their coach too.
Yeah, and then Utah only won 31-6 against Wyoming. Texas Tech, on the other hand, has not lost a step. It was Arkansas Pine Bluff, but it was 67-7. And then they beat Kent State 62-14, and then 45-14 last week on Oregon State. And the first half against Arkansas Pine Bluff, they scored 47 points. It was 47-0 at halftime. Texas Tech's offense is ridiculous. And then against Kent State, it was 48-0 at halftime.
Tech is crazy. Like I'm telling you, Tech has a good shot
Their offense is going
to be a contender in the next few years.
And it was
great shot to be a contender this year.
it was
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah.
It's 28-0 at halftime against Oregon State. So with that offense, if they can run the table in the Big 12 and win it and make the playoffs, that offense will be really fun to watch in the playoffs and also annoying to stop if you are a different team. And
Agreed.
When the best team in Texas is Texas Tech.
it's kind of funny.
The only
It
thing
really
Texas Tech has to look out for is the penalties, because the last game they played, they had over 10 penalties the whole game.
Yeah,
So that's if they want to beat Utah, they gotta watch out for them penalties as well, because that's
especially,
really going to cost them in the long run.
especially on the road in Salt Lake,
Oh yeah, on the
which
road.
is an underrated stadium, an underrated atmosphere. The only tough teams in the Big 12 they really face, they had at Utah this week, then at Houston, then Kansas, at Arizona State, at Kansas State. Kansas State looks terrible. They had the Ireland curse that Florida State had last year. So, and that's really it. They got BYU at home. They avoid Baylor
Got the
and
dang Mormons at home. Come on.
Texas Tech. Texas Tech avoids Baylor, Iowa State, and TCU. They do not have to play either of those three teams, which
I
will
like
make
TCU this year as well.
the end of the year standings really weird. If it's most of the good teams don't play each other, there will be a lot of tiebreakers for the Big 12. That'd be a fun game.
They still have divisions or the
No. The only conference in the entire NCAA with divisions is Sun Belt. That's it.
freaking Sun Belt, dude. But I think it'd be interesting to see a Texas Tech TCU Big 12 championship game. Not gonna
An
lie.
all Texas Big
That
12
should be a pretty
championship
good game.
in Dallas,
Oh
Oh
man,
yeah,
that'd be sweet.
that'd be insane.
which
It'd be nice.
TCU has to travel all of 5 minutes to get to that stadium. So,
Real.
I mean, yeah, pretty much. I mean, I've actually been there.
yeah,
So
Fort Worth is
it
right.
really is.
It's 15 minutes, which it's not even that far.
Mhm.
That's
Highly recommend going. By the way, sweet down there.
I hate Dallas. I hate the city. I hate the team too, and I'm wearing their jersey right now. But
That's ironic.
I don't like the team. What?
I hate Jeremy
Jerry
I
I
like
don't
the
Jones.
like
team,
this.
but I like the drip.
I
Jerry
hate
Jones making the Green Bay Packers Super Bowl contenders when they
I
really
hate
shouldn't.
Jerry Jones, dude. I hate him.
Man, without
Can't stand the
the
old
Cowboys have
man.
been playing really well. It's just if only they had
We have
one
no
great
defense.
playmaker on defense.
We have no defense. What do you mean really well?
Hey, hey, they got
This is a
hey,
college podcast.
hey, they have Kenny Clark. Okay, remember they need to
No.
stop the run.
That's true.
Hey, let's
You got a point.
let's trade Micah Parsons to make our run defense better. Yeah, great idea, Jerry Jones.
Remember, guys, he got a sack on Jalen Hurts. The Cowboys won the trade.
Oh my god.
Hey, all I'm saying is this:
The
is
secondary
it
got
work?
fried.
What's horrible is Jerry could have done the funniest thing ever to Cowboys fans, and he would have got massacred. What if he traded him to the Eagles?
Yeah,
They
no.
actually tried.
I wish. I
The Eagles
wish, bro.
tried. Jerry Jones said no. Apparently,
There would be
they
so much
offered a better
backlash.
deal. Apparently, the Eagles offered a better deal than the Packers did, surprisingly enough. But Jerry said
It's because
no.
Jerry Jones is an absolute moron.
He is an idiot.
And don't get me started on the fact that AT&T Stadium literally blinds his own team's players. Like, come on, dude.
I don't. Yeah,
Hey.
his whole thing's just yeah. I don't
Anyway,
like
back
him.
to college football.
All right, biggest storyline of the weekend: Jackson Arnold goes back to Norman and plays Oklahoma on the road after transferring from OU last year to Auburn. Auburn goes at OU. Oklahoma is favored by 6.5. 65% chance to win for the Sooners, 35 for the Tigers. Two highly different style offenses face off in this game against two really outstanding young defenses. with exploits in the run game or passing game on either side of the ball. This is SEC game of the week. This is honest. This is honest. My favorite game of the week. Even if I wasn't an Auburn fan, I'd still make this the game of the week, just because of the storyline of Jackson Arnold going back to Norman and having to play against the team and fans that failed him and made him
What?
bad.
What?
I don't. Yeah, look, you can key in on that. I don't think the offense is what failed them, the play calling and everything that they did, which is the reason their offensive coordinator got fired over the offseason. They got a new one. Uh, their new offensive coordinator is really good. They have Ryan Grubb from Washington State, hence why John Mateer is currently at OU, and hence why John Mateer is doing outstanding at Oklahoma with a more pass heavy offense for the Sooners compared to last year.
Look, I am full on excited for this game, like you said, Taylor. To be honest, the best game of the week, in my opinion. In Auburn, they're loaded up. Jackson Arnold, 501 passing yards, 48 for 69, 4 touchdowns. You got Cobb out of the backfield with 314 yards.
He's been good.
Singleton Jr. tearing it up, 149 yards on the season. Doesn't sound much, but you're talking about a guy in a physical SEC offense. You got to love it for Auburn. High expectations this season. I even think they're going to be Alabama this year. But you're going into Norman.
Oh,
You're
no, I don't.
playing
We're not winning.
Oklahoma. In Oklahoma. You're talking about a Brett Venerables led defense in a high powered Oklahoma offense.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be a close one. It's going to be a fun one to watch. But the Sooners defend the homeland, and Jackson Arnold gets sent back to Auburn just like he got kicked out last time. Adios, amigo. Oklahoma's going to win this one.
I'm going to say
Go ahead.
Auburn's been playing these past 2 weeks. I feel like Auburn's going to go into Oklahoma Stadium. He's going to beat the Oklahoma Sooners, and they're going to come back to Auburn as winners of this game. Even though I'm a Tennessee fan, I got to vote for the Auburn Tigers for this one, as much as I don't like Auburn.
It's fair. I don't blame you. Jackson.
I'll tell you what, bro.
Oh, go ahead.
Last weekend, sorry, I'm going to give my take on it as well.
Go ahead.
Last weekend, 2 of my least favorite teams in the entire slate of college football played each other. I wanted both of them to lose, for crying out loud. But go Trojan, baby!
Yeah, that's it.
Which is also
the drone strike.
which is also crazy because I might be a student at South next fall, but still chains down. Anyway, taking the Bama hat off for a second. Auburn has an insanely good receiver core. Jackson Arnold has looked phenomenal, and just Auburn looks scary this year. I think they have a good chance against Oklahoma. But Oklahoma also has a really high-powered offense, as other Josh said. And their defense is outstanding as well. This is going to be a dang good game. I can see it going into overtime even. But as much as I hate to say it, go Tigers. I'm not saying the other words because
he can't say War Eagle. He can't say War Eagle. He ain't gonna say it.
I'm not saying.
That's like me. That's like me saying.
Do it.
That's like me saying the other one. It's curse words to the opposing fan bases. It's not right.
Roll Tide. Exactly.
I can't do it. It's gross.
But I will say I will keep on my bet. I will wear an Auburn shirt for a week if Auburn wins the Iron Bowl this year.
I did make
What's
you.
What's your shirt size? Because we're going
About
to have to go ahead and get it.
As I said, 2X. I'll wear 2X. And
You might as well go ahead and find you a
Troy,
good shirt.
if South Beach Troy, I wear a South shirt for a week.
That's
You might
disgusting.
as well.
Bro,
You might as
bro
well
is
find
just
you a
racking
South
up on
shirt.
bet.
You're getting extra shirts,
I'm
man.
making the bed.
You're getting new shirts,
By the
bro.
way,
I don't. Dude, your mouth is writing
Honestly-
checks that I don't think you can cash.
As honestly, I probably would still wear them. Probably either just to sleep in or just like if they're comfortable shirts, I'll wear them. But
Hey,
that
wow,
will
you-
not change the fact that Roll
Boar from
Tide.
the
Go
door.
Trojans. Man, don't get me started on the boar. I don't want to have that talk right now. Alabama looks good right now, but I'm not saying anything till we play Georgia
Yeah,
Only
so
We'll,
two
you're gonna.
words.
and
we'll,
I was
Tennessee. And
we'll
I
talk
was about
about
to
it.
say let me scare you for a second because out of your next 4 games you play at Georgia versus Vanderbilt and then you go to Missouri. Not too worried about that one, and then you're playing Tennessee. If I'm you, I'm a little bit nervous about your upcoming schedule.
please
Especially,
tell me Tennessee's in
look,
Tuscaloosa
It
and not
is.
they are
It
Neyland
is.
It
Stadium.
is. It
they
Oh,
are
is.
thank
they are in Tuscaloosa, but praise God for the gift that is Joey Aguilar.
Yeah.
Hey, we
Thank
can't
God
deny
we got a
though
quarterback.
after what we've seen the last 2 weeks though, we cannot deny that Ty Simpson is a dog. Okay, it's about time at
Okay,
at
Florida State.
quarterback.
okay.
Hey,
Because it
he was
seemed
not
like
the
after
problem
week
against Florida State. Shut up, you're Florida State.
funny,
He was not the
a lot
problem
of people
against
was
Florida State.
saying he was. I find
He
that
was
funny.
not.
Everybody's saying he's a. I find it funny the double standard Alabama has. They're saying, "Oh, he's
I
not the guy. He's a
never
bum."
said. I
I
never
never
said he
said
was
it
the
was you.
problem. I did say
I
he
never
had
said it.
moments against Florida State that made Jalen Milroe look like a stud, but he was not the problem in that game.
Oh,
It
I
was
didn't
the
say it was
defense
you.
and
I'm
Okay.
the
just saying
offensive
Bama
line.
fans in general.
Hey, pause.
Oh yeah, no, Bama
Milrow
fans are
is
the most
the
immature people ever.
I encounter them at work all the time, and they kept telling me Ty Simpson's a bum. Now they're saying he's him. It was the same with Jalen Miller last year. I don't get it.
Okay. Uh,
I just haven't determined what they want to believe yet.
I'll give them.
Anyways, it's either going to be Auburn by 3 or Oklahoma by 7. I don't see it
That's how
going
I
any
have.
other
That's how
way
I have it
personally,
too.
unless the collapse happens.
I have the same thing.
It's a valid
I
take.
OU wins by 7 or Auburn wins by 3. I don't know. Oklahoma, I love their quarterback. John Mateer is really really good. He's also a super good dual threat quarterback. The only issue with OU is they do not have a run game. It is non-existent. And in an SEC play, you have to have a run game. You can't.
That's true.
It's the SEC. You have to play blunt nose football, and if you don't, it's bad. It's not good for you. And but on the plus side for them, Auburn's secondary has been horrendous to start the year. So you can probably just throw the ball all you want, and it won't matter. But
True.
Auburn
Then
only.
again, Auburn's strength has always relied on their D line anyway.
Oh, that D line and linebacker core is really good. Keldrick Falk is a top 5 NFL draft pick next year. He's already on a
Oh,
ton
for
of
sure.
100% on a list on everybody. It's just the secondary is a whole bunch of transfers and freshmen that have not merged together yet. And if they are going to merge together and play as a unit, it will have to be this game. And because the next game does not get easier.
I mean, you know what they say? Pressure makes diamonds. So maybe this is the pressure they need to tighten it up.
I hope so because I would love a win this weekend because I am tired of going 5-7. But Jackson
Welcome
Arnold,
to the post Brian Harson
I hate
experience.
Potato Man. Freaking potato coach, dude. But to speak on your point, Jackson Arnold he has 501 passing yards and 4 passing touchdowns on top of having 200 rushing yards and 4 rushing touchdowns. He has 8 total touchdowns to start the year. Jeremiah Cobb is right now in place of the injured Damari Alston. Cobb has been a really, really good pickup. He's 4 touchdowns and 314 yards. 314 yards is second in the SEC. And his six
I miss
point
Peyton Thorne.
his six I don't his 6.8 average yards per carry is also second in the SEC. Now the receiving core is where the real strength of the offense is, with Eric Singleton Jr. from Georgia Tech, Cam Coleman, who is better than Ryan Williams, and I will say that out loud right now. Perry Thompson, who hasn't had a shot to really do anything yet, but he's a former 5-star. Bryce Kane, former 4-star, and Malcolm Simmons, also a former 4-star. The wide receiver core is loaded with 4 stars and 5 stars, along with Eric Singleton that we line up in the slot. By the way, Eric Singleton is a slot receiver, and he is wide receiver 1. He is a
I mean, to be fair,
Singleton is a matchup nightmare for most teams. Oklahoma will have to key in on Eric Singleton this game. And then the only issue is if you key in on Eric Singleton, Cam Coleman's on the outside. So good luck with that.
still think Auburn's going to walk out of here. That's the win
I
for that Saturday.
My issue is the secondary and the fact that John Mateer will probably throw 300 yards on us.
That's true.
I have OU winning by 3 just because it's in Norman, but this game can go either direction. I'm just really excited to watch this game because one side of my family, all of us graduated, or most of us went to Auburn or graduated from Auburn. And then my dad's side of the family, his dad, his mother, every sister, everyone on that side of the family, all graduated from OU because my dad's from
It's
Oklahoma.
going to be a good game either way, though. It's going to be a great game.
So I will be.
for sure.
I'm going to watch it with my dad. I'm also going to watch it with my grandpa, who graduated from Oklahoma. So we have there's plenty of. But just for me, it's a personal game because I have connections on both sides, both teams, and then both teams also have a connection with Jackson Arnold sitting in the middle of both of them. The fans.
I mean, I'll try and watch it.
It'll be good. It would be really good. The fans booed.
I'll try and watch it.
The fans booed Jackson Arnold's name at College Game Day 2 weeks ago whenever OU and Michigan were there. So apparently they don't like him very much after he left. And I don't know if they really understand that it wasn't his fault. It was the offensive coordinator that you fired. But
Well, you know,
Hugh Freeze loves
Fans never will understand.
Hugh Freeze loves a read option quarterback, and that is exactly what Jackson Arnold is. A read option offense might end up giving OU's defense trouble because it is a completely different look than the last few weeks. This is entirely different from any of the games that OU has done so far. This is a run first team. Michigan's pretty close to that. It's just Bryce Underwood is not a read option. I'm going to run the ball at you type of quarterback. He did that last week, but it's because they were bad after losing to OU. This will be a chess match really, and it's just going to come down to coaching and can Brent Venables get his defense together to stop Hugh Freeze's offense, and can DJ Durkin for Auburn, the defensive coordinator, get the young guys and the transfers to mesh together and play as a unit and stop that John Mateer in Oklahoma. It's just that's where it's going to have to be.
agreed.
It's fun. It'll be great. Now to close this out,
For sure.
how I like to close out all these since we do a little fun pick'ems thing. First off, do any of you have a upset of the week that you want to pick, and you think a team will beat a team that they are not supposed to?
Let me look. See, what's the slate look like?
I have 2.
That's what I'm having to look.
I have 2, and it's 2 American Conference teams over an SEC team.
Do tell.
One of them being Memphis beating Arkansas because the game is in Memphis and Memphis has looked pretty good. And Arkansas, their defense sucks. Arkansas's offense is outstanding because of Taylor Green, who currently leads the team in rushing yards with 307 for Arkansas, by the way, in that quarterback position. But Memphis's offense is definitely good enough to keep up with them, considering Arkansas's defense is horrendous. And Arkansas is only favored by 7. The other game is John Summerall going back to Oxford and playing Ole Miss again. Except this time he has Rhett Slaff, and a Tulane defense that is made up of Troy players. And I think Tulane will beat Ole Miss and establish themselves as the new Group of 5 front runner for the playoff spot ahead of USF after they beat Ole Miss on the road.
I don't see it. I don't see it, man. I don't see it.
That's
I don't
why
know,
that's why
man.
these are upset
Tulane has
picks.
been on a
That's what
crazy run recently.
that's why
Yeah,
these are
it could
upset
be an
picks.
upset.
I
Yeah,
picked Ole
yeah.
Miss to win. I picked Ole Miss to win in our pick'ems in the server, but it is very well possible that Tulane can pull the upset.
Yeah, they could. I mean,
Did I
how
put
they
that game?
John
were.
Summerall is a defensive mastermind, dude. The dude is like an
Even though he did
insanely
Troy
good
dirty.
defensive.
I didn't know I
I
put that.
got two for our sports betters out there for anybody
Oh,
that is out there and a sports better because I actively won even though I would have been heartbroken we lost to Troy, I won the USF bet
You did.
over Florida at that one. Mid game, by the way, that was fun. But I have two and these are bets that I'm putting in. I have Michigan traveling to Nebraska. They are going to get upset there in Nebraska.
My
And
dollar store Patrick Mahomes.
I'm just saying, it's the atmosphere there. Something in Lincoln just don't sit right.
I
And
agree.
Michigan's going to come out of there with a loss. Another one is going to be a team that everybody's second guessing now because of how they got beat this past week and how, oh my God. But the underlying story is that they didn't have their starting quarterback, and it's about to get taken out on Missouri because South Carolina's going to come in there with a fire. And I think Missouri is going to take a loss against South Carolina in a night game, even though it's in Missouri. I don't know. Lenore Stellar's going to be on a warpath with that South Carolina team, and Beamer Ball is going to run rampant there against Missouri.
Not bad.
Yeah,
I'm
I've been
almost looking at
saying
my
from
score.
the get go this season that South Carolina is a sleeper team, like very much a sleeper pick. If I'm not mistaken, I think I picked them to win the Natty this year, just because like they're an absolute
What?
sleeper.
Whoa!
That's a bit much.
Yeah,
He
episode
did.
1 we were
He wanted.
talking
He wanted to be
Natty
different.
favorites.
Yeah,
I
I mean,
did.
there's being different, and then there's, dude, what?
Pump the brakes.
We all know I really want Alabama to win, but it ain't happening with Kalen DeBoer as our coach, bro.
All right, but
Oh, ye
if
of
that's
So
little
y'all's
faith.
if that's y'all's upset pick for this week, I'm gonna flip it over to pick'ems, and we'll go in order. I'm gonna start with Summers and go over to whoever's on my right. Is it Skylar? Yeah, Skylar, you're on my right, and then Bradley, you'll go third, and then Franks, you can go. You can last in the pick'ems. So first game on this. Well, actually, I'll go last, but you know what I mean. All right, Texas Tech and Utah. We'll start with that one.
give me Tech. Give me Tech.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Tech.
Yeah, I'm also going to go with Tech. That offense, man. You just never know.
I'm not going to be different in this. That offense is way too good. Texas Tech going to roll through Utah.
Dang.
I had Utah, but only because it was a home game, and I'm still going to stick by it because
Wow.
Texas Tech, yes, they're one of the favorites to win the Big 12 at this point because Big 12 is weird.
Was pulling a Pat McAfee and being different this year.
But I had Utah.
Oh, I
No,
want to
I
hear
had.
anything from you about being different.
I
That's
had.
reasonable. Not South Carolina going to win it all reasonable.
I had Utah only
I've
because
seen Stranger Things.
it's a home game, and Devin
Say that
Dampier
again.
it's and Devin Dampier at quarterback for the Utes. I just think Utah, they're always pretty good. They're always really good at defense. Their defense is always decent. I think they'll figure out a way to at least hinder Texas Tech enough that they can outscore them. That is why I had Utah winning. And then
That's solid reasoning.
next game on the list. What did I have? Next game. Oh, Tulane at Ole Miss. I had that one on there. Summers.
I want to pick Tulane, but I'm gonna go with my gut and say Ole Miss. However, I do think this has upset potential, but my pick is gonna be Ole Miss.
Okay. I just think Ole Miss is just gonna not play any games. They think they're just gonna blow them out fully. Like it's not even gonna be a close game. So I'm gonna go with Ole Miss.
Yeah, I'm also going to go with Ole Miss too, mainly because Lane Kiffin is a psychotic maniac, and you just don't know with his teams. So, and I
real.
mean that in the best way possible.
No, for real.
Not Willie Taggart psychotic, but
Get your
the good
popcorn
kind.
ready.
Look, all I'm going to say is you're not going to barely beat South Alabama and barely beat Duke and think that you're going to roll into Mississippi and be able to upset a Lane Kiffin Ole Miss team. It's just not going to happen.
Exactly.
I have Ole Miss winning, but the final score will depend on which quarterback plays for the Rebels. Austin Simmons is currently still injured. The quarterback they put in, Chambus, was even better than Simmons was. So if Chambus plays, Ole Miss will most likely boat race Tulane. If Simmons plays, however, it'll be a lot closer than people think it will be. Michigan at Nebraska. Michigan's only favored by 2.5.
Nebraska. I hate Michigan with an absolute passion. I hate that stupid blue and yellow color, that stupid generic looking M logo. I hate everything about Michigan. Give me Nebraska. I don't care if Nebraska has a basic logo and it's just like it looks like they took an N off a keyboard and put it on their helmet. I don't care. I hate Michigan. Give me Nebraska.
Are you really going to talk about generic when Alabama's logo is literally an A?
At least it's got a font. At least it's got a font. So is Auburn's, but it's got a U behind it. I don't give a piss. About nothing but the time, baby.
Easy there, Roll Tide Willie.
The Troy's is just a T. Whoop
Yeah,
de
but
friggin'
it's
do.
a sword.
It is
And
kind of
swords
cool.
are
It's a
funny.
sword.
Yeah. So Tennessee's is just a T.
And Michigan's got an M on the side of their head. Alabama just has numbers on the side of their head. They don't have anything there.
Okay,
Michigan,
that's
At least we
traditional.
make our
Michigan,
team
Michigan,
look
Traditional
Michigan,
cool.
prevail.
Michigan doesn't even have the M. They go to the little Wolverine thing on their
Yeah,
helmet.
they had the stupid thing that they copied from Delaware, and I stand on that. Delaware did it first.
Skylar, you got Michigan
Anyway,
or Nebraska.
I'm gonna say Nebraska just on the fact how Michigan played Oklahoma in week 2. So I feel like Oklahoma was the better team there. Michigan wasn't really playing that well in that game. So I'm gonna go ahead and say Nebraska is going to upset the Michigan Wolverines.
Bradley.
I'm gonna go ahead and say Michigan solely because we're on the uniform talk. Plus, I mean, it's Michigan. We all like to sleep on Michigan. I
Michigan.
do as well, but it's Nebraska. Enough said.
Michigan had to steal signs to win a national championship.
Oh, I agree. I think Florida State could have won it all that year, even with their backup. But we're not here to
Oh,
talk
here
about
we
that. We're here to talk about
freaking go.
Nebraska.
All right, Frank.
We're not here to
63
talk about
against
that. We're here
Georgia.
to talk about Michigan and Nebraska.
All
What's
right,
done is done.
all right,
They
Franks.
can't hurt me.
Why do you have Nebraska? Since you kind of already touched on them winning.
Well, I tell you, Dylan Raiola, he reminds me a lot of Patrick Mahomes.
Or Patrick
But no, in all seriousness, that Nebraska team, they're sneaky. They're sneaky good. And I feel like this is a team that when you have Michigan, who is they're in a Notre Dame phase, as I'll call it. They're in an up and down type of flow, I feel like. And they're kind of still trying to figure out their new identity post Harbaugh. I feel like they're going to go into Lincoln, Nebraska, which is surprisingly one of the hardest places to play in the nation. It is so underrated because of how passionate that fan base is. And they're going to go in there and they are going to find a hungry Nebraska team that is going to make them play at their highest level. And I just don't think they're ready to play at that level yet. I think Nebraska is going to be able to pick up the win at home.
Road game. Cornhuskers. Underwood looked really bad in the last road atmosphere that he played in, which was in the Palace on the Prairie. They're going to another ridiculous atmosphere. I don't think Underwood is ready for it. He might be more ready than he was first time because he's already played in one. But they also don't have Sharon Moore because Sharon Moore is currently on a 2-game suspension. So their head coach is gone. They're currently using a different coach who scored. They did score 60 plus last week for the first time because they actually decided to run with Bryce Underwood. Yes, this will be a much different looking Michigan team than the first 2 games, and especially the game against OU. But I also have Nebraska upsetting them just because it's a away game, and I don't think the freshman is ready for it.
Did you say Cornhuskers?
No.
Do not. Don't do it. Don't do it.
You gave it. I thought you perked up at the word freshman. I'm like, hey, yo, red foul.
No.
Personal
Not
foul.
even home.
Flag on the
Name
play. Personal foul.
That's
That's a 15-yard penalty.
Hey.
I mean, hey, man, all it takes is just.
He finally found
Not
somewhere.
to
He
use
finally, yes, he finally found somewhere to use what he wanted to do.
Yeah.
Oh
Finally,
no.
I want to use that joke so bad, dude.
Okay.
You don't understand.
All right, Illinois and Indiana. Illinois and Indiana, and then we got one more after this one, and we'll close it up.
Give me the Fighting Illini.
All right, Skylar. Illinois at Indiana.
Another generic logo.
Both of them.
Bro is on about logos like he's a fashionista right now.
I
I'm gonna
am.
say Indiana.
Yeah, Indiana is favored, so technically that's not a bad choice. Illinois, Indiana, Bradley.
Yeah, I'm probably going to go with, Illinois Fighting Illini. Not because of their drip, unlike a certain someone, but, I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt here.
Look, all I'm gonna say, as much as I love Indiana, I love the school. In my honest opinion, Indiana has the potential to be one of the top programs in the Big Ten in the near future. Illinois is just on a roll that I don't think is going to be stopped. I'm going with Illinois.
Illinois returns 19 starters, most of them on their defense. They will stop Kurt Sigonetti's offense and win in Bloomington. Final pick on the roster is the game in Norman. Auburn at OU.
Give me Auburn.
I'm gonna say what I said earlier. I think Auburn's gonna go into Oklahoma Stadium and come back out with the W. Give me Auburn.
Bradley.
Yeah, I agree. It can go either way, but I'm going to give the slight edge here to Auburn. It seems like they got momentum behind them, and it's very hard to stop a team with momentum.
Well, it seems
Look,
that Frank seems that we're the only two not picking my favorite team.
all I am going to say is when you go into Norman, Oklahoma, and you get a Brett Venables defense to shut down an SEC offense, it wouldn't be the first time the Alabama fan would know that. Either way,
That game haunts
Either
me to this day. I freaking hate it.
which one? Anyways,
Both of them.
anyways, Auburn, Jackson Arnold, they're going to be on a revenge tour in that bus. They already got rid of the Gus bus. They tried to get a Cadillac, like I said, and they couldn't afford it. The car they're driving in now is going to break down halfway through this game, and Norman is going to be rocking Oklahoma, and the Sooners are going to take this one in a close fashion.
Auburn's secondary has been suspect to start the year unless they figure out how to stop a pass and learn how to tackle a receiver. I don't think it's going to be good. I think Mateer throws all over us just like Sawyer Robertson did. The only problem is we can't run like we did against Baylor because Oklahoma's defense is much better than Baylor's is. I think OU wins by one score. It'll be like 3 to 7 points. But I do have OU winning because it is in Norman. It is the first road test for this newly revamped Auburn team. They will lose this game, and after they lose this, they will use it to switch up, motivate them heading into next week, where they have to go to freaking College Station. So after we play at OU in a horrific atmosphere, we have to play at Texas A&M in College Station. I love
Have fun with that, buddy.
I love SEC scheduling. It's SEC scheduling is great.
Man, I'm telling you, all it takes is just.
I mean, just don't.
Monday.
I mean, as long as you don't look past Texas A&M, you're fine. Just don't
I
look
know.
at the
I know.
week
What,
after.
look, you get a
Eight and
bye.
four.
You get a bye week, and then you play Georgia. Just at home.
Don't speak of that name. Don't
Geor-
speak of that name.
We got a Tennessee fan down here on my screen below me.
You get Georgia at home.
Hey,
George-
Tennessee. Tennessee fan. I'm just wondering, are you pulling a Falcons and having kicking tryouts?
I sure hope so. Because golly, man. Ah, we can't
At
be
least the
9 straight,
Falcons
man.
did.
We can't be 9 straight. We had them in the bag. It was in the bag. And the kicker's like, nah, I'm going to blow this game off, man. Come on.
Y'all must have hired
Or had the
Alabama's
over-under.
2000s coaching staff.
Yeah.
He was not able to get into the facility the next day.
Yeah. Yeah. Auburn's schedule not
I
fun.
bet you
Georgia's schedule
this
not
is
fun.
how Tennessee fans felt.
Exactly.
Or that.
Yeah, Georgia's schedule not fun either. They got Kentucky this weekend, but then they have Bama and then at Auburn in back-to-back games. But that's a discussion on this week in week 4. Week 4, a lot more exciting games, a lot more ranked matchups. 3 to be exact, and that's the 3 that we just talked about. And that's all I got here for episode 5. And thank you, everybody.
Jesus
for-
loves you.
Yeah, Jesus loves you. Thank you, everyone.
FSU by 70.